happening, everybody? What's up? We are back for episode 4 of the Dream State podcast. It's KPV here, and we got Kiko over here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hope you guys are enjoying episode 3 with Patrick Palomo. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch that video. Come right back. Like, subscribe, everything. You know the vibes.
Everything. So today, for episode 4, we got a special guest. He is a guy that grinds like no other and stays freaking busy. He is an artist, producer, songwriter, DJ, radio personality, influencer, and borderline comedian, and he's our boy.
You've known him as Snoozix, Joe Michael, Bernadette, Dun Juan Miguet, DJ Subpar, so many other names, so many other hats he wears. Give it up for our guest, Straight Up Jed, everybody.
Woo! Jed,
Morning.
morning.
Yo, what's good?
Yes, sir. Nice
Thanks
to have
for
you, bro.
having me, guys.
I know. Thank you for joining us today. How are you today?
I'll put this book back first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me. Let's say episode 4 for 4. Hey!
Hey, little throwback.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Georgie.
everybody. Jed, how you feeling today?
Tired, but we're here. We're living, baby.
We
Let's
here,
get
we
it. Happy
here, we
Sunday. It's
here.
a beautiful Sunday. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing good. You know, for episode 4, we already knew that we wanted you to be a guest. And when we were planning for this, Kiko was very adamant to talk about how we were introduced to one another. So how about you guys take over and talk about...
I'm not a thing for Let's say, dude.
No, I remember specifically.
Okay,
we
go.
met during the acoustic attack.
Okay.
It was in 2019. Ryan Bustamante, shout out, buddy.
Shout out.
Yeah.
He had that acoustic attack event.
It was a block party. It
It was a acoustic
Yeah.
attack block party with Bank of Guam.
Yep.
It was a celebration of Bank of Guam's anniversary or something, along with the release of Chris Boomer's newest album at the time.
That's right.
And then so he also wanted to do like a collaboration thing where 4 for 4 backed everybody.
That's right. It's at Jason's house, dude.
Yeah, and that's where rehearsals were at Jason's
That's where
house.
the rehearsals were.
You guys got a glimpse of what 4 for 4 rehearsals looked like.
Yeah, bro.
And so it was like we had Leia, Farron.
Yeah, Leia,
what was the other rapper's name?
was it Jarvis?
Jarvis. Jarvis was
Yeah.
another rapper. And then we met you. You came into the thing.
They had
We
Frankie. They had John Dank for that one too.
did we?
Yes. I
Yeah.
remember
Oh, yeah.
that.
We had John Dank Show too.
Yeah, I remember
That's
that
right.
one.
But you and I had met and we connected. We played that set, and then after that, first like we just decided, hey, let's link up. Let's like chop it up, and also let's see if we can make some music.
Yeah, it was so funny, right? If I could chime in, when I first met Kiko, I just thought he was the hungriest dick in the whole world, but unapologetically a dick because he knew it was good. So I always respected the grind, the hustle.
Oh, I
the
don't
hunger.
want that, dude.
No, part of that. I'm the
just
last
respect.
person to gas you up, bro. But like,
Yeah,
no,
but-
but for real though, like during rehearsals, bro, this guy's like super MD mode, bro, super on top of it.
Super.
Yeah, and when I met Kay during those rehearsals, she was very timid, but it's just crazy to just
Yeah,
see.
stand in the back.
Yeah, to see you blossom, and both of you guys blossom like individually and together. So beautiful.
Hey, the show turned out good. Okay, so I guess the
Yeah.
the
And that was like
leadership
pre-COVID.
okay.
That was pre-COVID.
That was
dude.
pre-COVID.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah. Che, dude.
That was a time. But so fast forward to maybe like 2 months after the block party, we
Yeah.
had finally ended up linking up at the old Project Inspire,
Yeah,
which
the
was
Las
in Dedano.
Palmas,
At
bro.
Las
Dedano.
Palmas. Yeah, I still remember how to get there and exactly which house it was. But we sat down. I brought my guitar. You had your laptop. At that time I had no idea like how to produce any kind of music. I had no idea what a freaking plugin was or anything. And I just plugged my guitar into your interface and we made it like that in one night. We made a song that someone ended up picking. Harmony Shade picked it up.
Yeah,
It was
Harmony
called
Shade.
Don't Ask. And like just our first meeting, we made music. Like that was actually, we liked it.
Yeah, bro, we
really-
just hit it off, like soulmate. Soulmate shit, bro. Sorry, Kay. I'm just kidding.
I met him before. His nickname was Joe Michael. I mean,
Fuck you, dude. But yeah, dude, it's a real journey, man, and it's just interesting to see, or it's a blessing to see you guys come into your own and continuously do music, even after all these years. Let's say 2018, bro. That's like what? I'm not good at math. 4 years? 4 years? 6 years.
yeah, 6 years I think.
Yeah.
So-
So
Oh, go
and
ahead.
it's and it's the same for you. You've been doing this for so long too. So how about we move forward or move backward? Like
Yeah.
how did this whole music thing start for you?
Honestly, it's crazy because I'm gonna word this. So my mom's the only girl out of five children, so she has like 4 brothers, and her oldest brother, Angelo Molinos. So that's my
Yeah,
first
yeah.
cousin,
Angelino.
Angelino. Delino, Molino. And his dad was in this band called Trends 2, and they were like a cha-cha band. And they would gig at Chamorro Village every Wednesday. And my mom would always bring me to Chamorro Village, and it would be Angelo and I in the front just watching, or him watching his dad and me watching my uncle just jam out the cha-cha. Tagalog dude too, full Filipino. With a tattoo. Let me take you to the mountain. You know, like I was like, dude. And that's where the light bulb and the gears started turning for music. Like, wow, I actually like this.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like Angelo's dad. I wanted to be like my uncle. And it just, from there, I guess, I found my footing in it, I guess, over time.
And so that brings you to what, like high school days being Snoozix. Is that like is that like your first music project kind of thing?
Yeah, honestly, bro, because like during that time when I started diving deeper into music, like man, internet rappers were the thing, right? Like you had TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, you had Mac Miller doing his thing. Oh yeah, just basically a whole community of internet rappers and musicians just doing their thing. And I was like, hey, I have a computer, I have a camera. Let me just press record. So I downloaded whatever crack version of a DAW I can get at the time. It was Cool Edit Pro at the time. That shit. Cool Edit Pro,
Yeah,
right?
who uses that now?
Yeah. Me, I still use it.
No ways.
Not sure. It's a dope audition.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. Then I just recorded music in my room and made videos in my room. So I was really a bedroom producer, bedroom rapper.
And on the side, you were making Dougie videos, right? I wasn't even planning on bringing it up.
Dude, that's a crazy video.
Oh my god!
And you're skinny.
So check this out. I know, dude. So check this out, right? Like I put it on public because it was on private for so many years, and then I signed into my old account, put it on public, and then I forgot the password, so I can't take it down anymore. So.
Oh no!
If you guys haven't seen it, look up Snoozix Dougie.
And you had a crew though, right?
Yeah. So lame, right? It's so millennial of us, but it was called. We were called the Cud Boys, right? It was like, people like, oh, what does Cud stand for? Like, it's college dope. I'm like, still, you know. When you look back, but dude, like being a freshman or sophomore at the time, it's like, oh man, this is the coolest name in the world. Yeah, no one can fuck with us. Yeah. Let's go post videos, get validation on the internet, and then it's whatever now.
And then, you know, when Kiko and I started in the scene, right? We had people that would plan everything for us, and we
were fortunate. We were
fortunate enough where all we had to do was focus on just like the music part. Maybe can you talk to us about how you got your foot in the door with like booking gigs and like promoting yourself as a local artist?
Honestly, yeah, that's actually a really good question. Like, because I didn't start off my music career, my artist career doing gigs first. And it was kind of like backwards for what Guam was used to. Because like, bro, like it was normalized. Like you will do a gig and then you'll do the gig for like 10 years. And it's like, you know what, we're going to get in the studio. and then when you finally make your originals, you get on stage, it's sort of like, hey, can you sing that one song, that one cover?
Real.
And I never really quite understood that. Even just making my own music. It was like, I've always just wanted to make my originals. And granted, like, it's so funny talking about the Dougie videos, because I did start off making covers, right? But it was DJ J. Poe that, you know, he's a mentor throughout my life, throughout the course of my artist career. He's a good friend of mine too, like really a brother at this point. And he was one that was always putting me on game. Him being a DJ, he's like, hey man, make originals. Hey man, do the covers to, you know, use that as a platform for your originals and just have it work for each other. So honestly, the gigs didn't start to happen until like the low, honestly. I didn't really get booked for gigs like that, like for real. Yeah. It wasn't until I dropped the low.
Look at the low. It's almost at like 2 million streams, like 1.9.
Dude, real,
Yeah.
dude. I haven't checked recently.
It's at like 1.9 million
I think
streams.
1.4.
Oh, 1.4.
Yeah. Let's go
Yeah.
check it right here. Here's the graphic. Yeah.
Here it is.
Thank you, editing. Right here. Or right here.
Yeah. Do you remember your first gig?
It's so fun. Yeah. My first gig was at my high school. It was at Ukadu High School in the
Shout out Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Hey, let's see, dude. Yeah, the most ghetto public school that's indoors.
No,
but I can say that I'm from there. Right? No, yeah, I was in the gym, right? And I was with a homegirl, Charlotte Mercado. Yeah.
Dang, and how did they like perceive you?
well, I was snoozing at the time. They're like, "Hey man, did you want to like perform your original song?" It wasn't the Loya actually. Yeah, it was. I forgot the name. It was a song with Angelo, and then I had one song with Charlotte, and then we just gigged together. Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh, dang.
I performed like 2-3 songs.
Yeah.
Well, that's a gig, right?
Yeah, that's a gig.
That counts
yeah.
as a gig. And I did like a couple Sweet 16s.
I
I don't remember.
I remember at that time you also did. There was when Binary Sunset was still kind of active. You
Yes.
did. I remember like I my guess was that was probably your first time playing with a band.
Oh yeah, you can
Right?
tell.
No, not it wasn't that. It was
I
just
was
that
kidding.
I knew of you,
Yeah.
and I knew that like I didn't know what bedroom producers were like, what like internet rappers were like, what they're because we grew up playing in strict bands. Like we were in a band and we were in one band and we played. Everyone was together all the time, and then seeing that, I could tell that you were thrown into a different environment that you weren't used to. But it was cool
Yeah.
seeing someone used to like just being in your bedroom, being in the studio with a mic and a computer, and that's all you had. Now you have a horn section, you have a drummer, you have a bass player, guitar player.
Yeah, it's crazy because one of the disadvantages to being a bedroom producer rapper was that you were in complete control of your environment, and that's why I feel like you guys doing the band for X amount of years and having your skill set rooted in that teaches you how to like act on the fly or react on the fly. And me being a bedroom producer, I'm so controlled in my environment. I know what takes I like. I know what takes I want to keep. I know what takes I want to trash. But when you're thrown into a live setting and you press record, hey, we can't pause here. You have to go through the whole thing. Let's say I'm breathing hard, you know. My breathing sucks and I can't hit notes. I'm like, dude, where's the auto tune? You know. But I've always enjoyed just expanding my, I guess, just putting myself in uncomfortable positions, right? And
Yeah.
I think I think the same could be said with you guys too. Like,
For sure.
remember we met through like building a live set, and then we got into the studio. So it's like I got a chance to see your world, you guys' world, and then you got a chance to see my world, and then we just sort of come into our own in those worlds, right?
And
So-
I had never seen what that was like before. That was my first time like actually like sitting down with a producer recording a guitar. That's
crazy.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Me
It was,
too.
it was crazy.
When we did Maybe and we're still in Daddy Dough and we're just in the Harry
I
Potter.
saw the video. I can share
Yeah,
it.
we can share it. And that was my first time ever like in anyone's studio, like working on anything. And this was like 2020.
Dude, that was
Dude,
that was
it was.
peak pandemic, dude. We're just trying to make stuff.
But we
now-
were safe, right? We were
Yeah,
safe.
we were safe.
Yeah,
And
man.
another full circle moment. Now you come to our place to record
Oh, yeah.
stuff in our studio.
It's so fun. Yeah.
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 Yep.
I've always just believed in like the power to the creative, right, or producer. And ever since I was a bedroom producer, like I started bedroom producing, it was always like, man, eventually everyone's gonna have their own setup.
Yeah.
But as tech develops, as you know, technology develops, it's like, man, what's gonna prevent anybody from having their own home studio? All you need is a mic and interface. Like honestly, my most streamed song was recorded on like a $50 condenser mic. So it's just like you can't put a price on good art. It really
Yeah.
is depends on the artist.
Yep.
And the time you put in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
time,
That
dude.
time you put
That's a
in.
big factor.
How about like when you were beginning to create music? Like who were your influences at the time?
Honestly, I've always loved, man. Like, okay, there's like eras, right?
Yeah.
Obviously,
I feel that.
my first line of inspiration was Jin. He's an Asian rapper. I go home. I've told this story a bunch of times, but I go home. I ride bus home, and I run to my house. Turn my channel 43. Is BET Black Entertainment, right? And I'd watch 106 in Park, and this one Asian rapper was Jin. And I wanted to be like him so bad, dude. I bought all the video games that he was in. I'd be in my bathroom just acting like I'm a rapper. So that was my first line of like inspiration in hip hop. But another line of inspiration I pulled from was obviously my uncle, my mom's oldest brother, Edgar Molinos. Yeah, it's my uncle. Yeah.
Angelino's uncle.
Angelino's
Angelino's dad.
Angelino Molino.
Bro, I can't believe they got his name wrong. That's so messed up.
But in terms of rappers, like GOAT for me is like Andre 3000. I love his storytelling. Kendrick, 50 Cent, yeah, you know, the
Real?
usual suspects, man.
Yeah,
Lil
for
Wayne,
sure.
Lil Wayne. Oh yeah.
For sure.
Have you listened to Andre 3000's newest album?
No, I have not yet.
That's the one that's just like hella flute.
Oh,
right?
that one. That's
Yeah.
okay. That's the most recent one. I thought he dropped one recently.
No, I think the one where just hella flute.
yeah. That's actually okay. Like I tell everybody, or when we get on deep talks, right? Like musician heart to hearts.
Yeah.
You know, we get a lot of those, bro. Like you've been on tour.
We
We've been on
do.
tour having heart.
Yep.
You know, guys, the dream, right? But You know, guys,
That's so real.
guys, we're gonna keep doing this until we die.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cry when it does that. Like, well, anyways, yeah, like I really like. It sounds crazy, but one day I just want to fall off the face of the earth and just ghostwrite or like play the flute. Maybe I don't know, but I just know that I want to be around music and still be in control of what I create.
Yeah.
And creative control is, I feel like freedom. Creative freedom is everything to me.
Mm-hmm. And every time I see Andre 3000, he just gives peaceful. He's just super peaceful.
Yeah, super. If nonchalant was a person, right, it'd be Andre 3000.
But with some sass.
With some sass.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we know you do like, you know, we obviously we were talking about the music thing, but you wear so many different hats. So what does like a day in Jed's life look like? Like what? Yeah, go ahead, give it to us.
I mean, when my schedule's not all over the place, and I have when my schedule's not all over the place, I start my mornings at the radio station. If I have time to go to the gym, I'll go to the gym, and I'll just lock into the studio. If I have a lunch meeting or a dinner meeting, I'll do that meeting, and then some nights I'll choose to just lock in my studio, just me. I dive into techno top lines. If you don't know what top lining is, it's just a fancy word for ghostwriting. And I just do a lot of pitches, a lot of demos. And when I have gig, it's the weekend. All right, it's time to gig. So that's basically it. It's like rinse, repeat at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What, like, you know, I'm no disrespect to any of the other radio DJs, but like before you became a radio DJ, you had like an internet presence, you know, everyone kind of knows who you are. You're a local celebrity. And you really brought, like, at least in some people who didn't listen to the radio, like myself, like Kay, you kind of brought the radio back. I listen to the radio when you're on. Like, when I'm on my way to the golf course, that's the only time I'm up that early.
Wow.
When I'm on my way to the golf course, I'm always on 101, you know?
That means a lot. Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because when I first started radio, I always just like assumed nobody was listening, right? Like, dude, let's say it's just a bunch of ads, right?
But that's because you started like 5 a.m., right? The 5 a.m. slot.
Yeah, dude, like really, it's like the early bird gets the worms, right? So I'm getting all the manomku that still listen to radio.
The kids going to school.
The mom's dropping the kids.
Yeah.
You know, maybe someone got off graveyard shift and they're like, this, you know.
Yeah, when you really think about it, that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people on the road. That's why traffic is, you know, at that time, everyone's in their car.
Dude, facts.
Yeah.
Factuals, dude.
And seeing you on the internet, like, you know, being hilarious with, and right while music is playing or while ads are playing, you'll make those skits. And people know just to listen in, like, Joe Michael might just make an appearance, you know?
Yeah. I've always, like, during that era, like, I slowed down heavy with the skits, but I always fiddled or toyed around with the idea of a hybrid internet and radio thing. I don't know if you noticed, like, remember during pandemic, dude, I was posting my Instagram story every day, just show intros. And that was just to sharpen my editing skills, but also just to make people laugh. Because I enjoy making others, you know, feel good and laugh. And if I could get a laugh out of somebody and make somebody's day, shit, I've done my job for the day.
You're good at it. You're good at that job, bro. You make our day, man.
You are.
So, like, what even got you into those skits? You man, if you don't know, just go look it up.
No, yeah.
Joe Michael is another
Instagram.
local celebrity. His alter ego is a local celebrity.
When the mullet's out, that's when you know. But honestly, it started off with just like Dave Chappelle, Key and Peele, like even like the shows I watched growing up, like The Amanda Show, all that. You know, just like being a early 2000s kid, right? People say 90s kid, but let's say I was born 96. So I'm an early 2000s kid. So we are basically a product, or I am basically a product of the content I consumed at the time. And skits, dude, skit-based shows like Carlos Mencia, Mina Mencia, Key and Peele, all these shows were just normal. And I gravitated towards like storytelling through that.
Yep.
It was fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you're our boy, and we always love keeping up with you and everything. So you've branched out from rapping and producing, and now you're a DJ and a frontman to your own band, The Party System. Maybe can you share like how you got into that?
Which you share 3 members. Literally, there are 5 KPV. There's KPV and then 4 homies, me and 3 other people. All 3 of those people are in your band too.
Dude, honestly, it's...
That's how it works, though. Here in Guam, everyone's just a band.
So it's funny you say that. Yeah, that's definitely how it works. And you know, I've been following you guys' band journey, music journey for a hot minute, and I just noticed the same usual suspects. Like, the homies. Those are the homies. Or if I don't see them backing you guys, I see them backing some other guys. Or maybe they're at Moses, just jamming out, right? And I'm just like, dude, like the music scene and the band scene is really just a system of parties. Just jamming, bro. Hey, Par, I'm going to call out my gig. Can you ask this guy? Can you ask Jesse to drum? Because Nuga called out again, like,
it's
you
too
just never know,
It's too true.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's like in the government of Guam system or any system locally, they call it the party system, right? But it's beautiful because I wanted to do a little double entendre on that for the music scene. So I always told myself if I were to create a band, I'd be pulling from just different waves or different communities in the local scene. And boom, the party system.
Boom.
Yeah.
And honestly, and I've told you this before, but it's different when you listen to your music on Spotify and you stream it, but when I watched you perform live for the first time with the party system, it honestly blew my mind. And then
it was nice to see you out of that show.
For real. And then we move forward like a year later, and just the improvement that you've made was astronomical. Like it was crazy. And we just watched you yesterday, the John Dang Show 10 year, and you guys killed it. I always love watching you guys.
Oh, dude, I
The party
appreciate
system,
that.
the growth is crazy.
Yeah, and what's cool is that I think you guys can attest to it too. It's just, and when you're building a band or like chemistry is so important. And yeah, in that year, like I had a chance to just learn from Jordan Hardy. Hey, Hardy Bum, Nuga, Ardred. We even Zach, obviously, like Hammers in the local music community.
Simon.
And then throwing in Simon with the sax just adds a different element.
It does.
Yeah, so honestly, it started off as just this big parody, like, it's a one-off thing for Beyond the Reef.
That's right.
Let's just keep doing this.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to, the reason why I wanted to do the band, because I was doing the producing thing, songwriting, ghostwriting thing for X amount of years already. I just wanted to be stimulated differently. And I wanted to still do music, but make it still feel fresh, right? And the only time I explored the band thing was with y'all.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
When you guys would call me up, right? It'd be at venue or sidelines. Hey, we're gonna call up my boy straight. That's the only time I get that, truly.
Yeah.
So
You've been up with both 4 for 4. We would call you up with 4 for 4 at the venue.
Mhm.
Even KPV and the homies when it would be at Tower of London.
Yeah.
Throughout our whole, every time you're there, we're gonna make sure you freaking come jam.
And sometimes I'll pull up, I intentionally waiting on the side like
For real, that's how it goes. You're just waiting to be called.
always on
You're just
standby.
like on your
Yeah,
phone.
because there are
and
some,
stuff.
there are some people where it's like, okay, we're not gonna call them up every time they're here.
Yeah.
But for you, it's like, you're really our boy like that.
And it's a given. Yeah.
Always ready.
And at the time, you didn't even have a band, so it's like this was the only time you'd get to play live with actual musicians instead of a track.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess to go back to the Bank of Guam block party when y'all were able to back me, I was just like, dude, I've always looked back at that. It's like, man, one day I'll have a band. One day I can do this again, and it's just funny that 3 of the members are literally 3 of the members of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
KBV and the homies. So
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, it's dope.
Hell yeah.
Even how about performing live? What are you feeling when you're on stage and you're just performing?
You know what's crazy? Like, you really get a euphoric feeling, and I got that when I performed with you guys at the block party. I couldn't quite describe it, but it wasn't until I started doing more gigs with the party system. Like we did one gig, it was at a Carabao Brewing on the 2nd floor. I think it was a fundraiser for the Tofu tour.
Fat Tofu tour.
Yeah.
Yep. Their Japan tour.
Yeah, and then we did a party system set, and there was just one moment where I was wearing shades and stuff, so you probably didn't see, but my eyes were closed, but the eyes were in the back of my head type thing, and you just sort of feel, and this is an intimate crowd. It wasn't no sea of people but it was just but when you're jamming with people that you built a chemistry with and you actually know on a deeper personal level, it's and then I feel like that unlocks just a different feeling, a different euphoric feeling. I bet you guys feel it all the time. You just know when that song just jammed differently. You just know, holy cow, that's set. Why did I feel different?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never really got that in the studio because I'm always just, I didn't like that take. Restart.
Yeah.
But that one just one take, straight through. That takes talent.
That's why I'm glad to see you doing that now with a live band, performing in front of people regularly. Because like I said, my first time in the studio was with you, and I was feeling out of place, kind of just it was new to me, And I'm used to playing in front of thousands of people, and I do that for a living.
Yeah.
And then now that I'm in the studio, I see that oh, that's what it must have been like. Like, it's like, reverse engineering. Like, that's what it must have been like coming from that shell space into an open scenery in front of so many people that are, I wouldn't want to say judging you, but they're judging you. They're also like enjoying you. Yeah. They're judging you in a good way and enjoying like your effort to entertain them. Yeah. And it's so cool, so freaking dope to see you doing it now, like on the other side. So you're like you're doing both.
Yeah. And it's cool because I've always enjoyed performing for crowds. I just never really had a chance to do it much. So a lot of my closest friends are in the music space, and a lot of them are DJs too. Yeah. So that's why, like, I also, yo, what's up? Sorry, people walked in. Rio. Anyways. Yeah, Rio. Rio, recognize Rio. Hey. Okay, yeah. Yo, how's it going? It's your boy Straight Up Jed, the official host and MC for Island Phil's in the Hills. So make sure you get your fill at Leo Palace. Our headliners are The Green, is going down on January 18th at none other than the Leo Palace Resort. Running it back there. But get your tickets at clutch-music.com, and we will see you there. Right, guys? Right?
See ya.
Right?
See ya. Hey.
So we've talked through like you going from kind of being in the studio to playing live, and that obviously is going to have a bunch of people like joining you, or you joining other groups, or just overall collaborating with people. Like, what are some of your favorite collaborations? There are some really notable ones for sure.
Like just in like the local scene?
No, in everything. I want to get into the TWICE.
Oh god,
yeah, we want the people to know.
Yeah, man. Honestly, just big collaborations. Definitely the TWICE thing. Just being able to songwrite and ghostwrite for them, and co-produce with David Dior, who also happens to be from Guam.
From Guam, and he's also nominated for Grammy.
For a Grammy.
Yeah, he just got nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah,
crazy.
And you know what's crazy is about. I always believe, like, okay, my moral compass or what my belief system as a musician or an artist is just like collaboration just brings out the best in people. And the beauty of collaboration is that you're not going to always agree on things, but everyone has their view on what, let's just say we're in the studio, like Kiko and I are in the studio, where I'll use us for example. There are times where we may butt heads, like, I don't like the sound of that. But it's also like seeing it through and being like, okay, what are some alternatives for this? Like, I'll even use the TWICE thing as an example. Like, David, I didn't even know when David approached me to do a top line for TWICE. I didn't even know it was for TWICE. It was like, hey, I got this beat. Can you cut something? So I just did a chorus and a verse.
Yeah.
And I sent it, and he liked it so much. It's like, hey, I'm pitching this to this girl group TWICE, and they're trying to do something for their subunit, and subunit being 3 of their members. And they've never done anything like that before. So I was like, hey, can you send me a second verse and maybe like because every K-pop song has like a singing part, right? Or like like a bridge or a pre-chorus. I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And the process or the whole thing happened in just such a blink of an eye that I just didn't know what I was doing. But you're still getting that. You ever like create something, or in the process of creating something, you're getting these euphoric feelings, or like you're just getting like, it's like a creative high, bro. Like for real, it's like, oh,
like
man.
Finally.
Yeah, it's like a rush.
Yeah.
And honestly, at that point, before the TWICE thing happened, like I was just contemplating a lot about my life. Like, is this music thing real? Like, is doing it from Guam a real thing? And
it's
I think
fucking real, bro.
Real, and it's like
fucking real.
And I really feel like it was a sign from God, like telling you, like, hey, like, here's this little blessing, and you have, and ready or not, like, you have to be ready to receive, right? And it's just like people talk about giving a lot, but also you have to allow yourself to receive and prep yourself to receive that. A lot of times, shit just happens out of nowhere. It just pops out of thin air. But it's crazy because, like, what was this? I think it was Kato on the track. He's one of my favorite producers. He said that he always, or it was on his TikTok, or he made a TikTok saying, like, an overnight success is like 10 years in the making. And honestly, I was at my 10-year point, or my 10-year mark, when that TWICE thing happened, doing music, like, relentlessly, endlessly.
And Dougie videos.
Yeah, and Dougie videos. And Dougie videos. Yeah. Look at my bank account, go, beep, 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 beep. Every page, I'm like, dude, this music thing's making me broke.
Dugging is expensive.
Dugging is expensive, bro. I gotta get new Vans, Got new Vans because they look like sneakers. But yeah, yeah, and sometimes you just get these signs that to keep going.
Yeah.
And the TWICE thing was really like a very pivotal moment for me, because it gave me the light bulb to top lining. It gave me the light bulb to doing demos. And a lot of days I just be pitching.
Let's say the name of the song, bro. Let's get
Yeah,
these people
plug
to
in the
listen to
song.
it. Come on.
Listen to Hello. Hello. It's a sub the song. Momo, Chaeyoung, and Nayeon. So
Okay,
check
sing
it
the
out.
chorus now.
Hello, we run this city. It's so funny, right? Because I wrote that song completely English. I don't even speak Korean, but other than Annyeong haseyo and kimchi, like I don't know, right? I'm not gonna act like I know.
Yeah.
But David was, very supportive and very adamant on getting the song and demo done. It's like, and he pitched it, and things were meant to happen that way.
Good
I
thing he's
guess.
Korean.
Yeah, no. But it's funny, we got a translator. It's so funny.
Oh, he didn't even translate it himself.
Yeah, I forgot the translator's name, but we had to get a translator.
Probably through the label.
Yeah, definitely through JYP. Yeah.
Yeah. And Kiko and I can really back you on the whole like just being patient, because we have so many moments where we're just like, what do we do now? Like we year after year we're doing this, we're doing that, and you just get to a point of just like frustration when you have no clue. You have no clue where is it going? What are we gonna do next? Like, are we gonna continue to go this route, or do we want to go to this route? And we can totally back you on just sometimes with music, at least, you just have to be patient. You just keep putting in the work, you keep showing up, and things are just gonna fall out of nowhere.
And then
Yeah.
boom, something happens. You go on tour with Eric Rachmani, you get a TWICE placement, you join the band Maoli.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Hey! Let's get a round of applause for that. Where's the button?
Another full circle moment. You were freaking featured on a Maoli song.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that too.
Literally right before they hired me to be their guitar player.
Bro,
you got featured on a
I have
Maoli
a
song.
super funny backstory about that, right?
Yeah, let's talk about
so,
that.
you know Troy from Lone Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, one of my closest friends.
Shout out Lone Fox.
Lone
Saipan.
Shout out
Fox,
Lone
Saipan.
Fox.
The
Band.
best
Band.
dining experience in the 670.
Yeah, 100%,
Hit 'em
dude.
up.
Make sure you hit him up. So I've known Troy for X amount of years. So whenever I pull up the Saipan, him and I just like make it a point to chill. And I forgot what I was in Saipan for, but it was at what was that hotel? I forgot the name of the hotel. But we're in a hotel room, and he was on the other bed because it was like two beds. He was just jamming game on his laptop. And
World
then-
Resort.
World Resort, yes, yeah, dude, yeah, World Resorts. It's in Saipan, and Troy pulled up during the day, and he's just jamming game, right? Because I think it was his day off, and because he's such an entrepreneurial, driven guy, like he only gets so many days off, so he spends it playing game. And during that, on that day, Maoli dropped the open verse, and I was like, bro, I gotta get on this. So I had my suitcase for my luggage, and I purposely pack it with an interface and a microphone, but it wasn't a condenser microphone. Granted, right? It was literally a performance microphone. But
It was an SM58. I saw the video.
yeah, it was SM58. Tech guy, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just know that's
Sorry.
microphone, right? yeah.
Same.
So
Shout out, sure. Sponsor the podcast.
hey, for sure.
Okay, sorry.
No, I love that, dude. And I got my laptop, made my Fast Kind Studio setup, and you can ask Troy, dude. He can even attest. Like he was there when I was recording the verse for Lemon with my Tito, and I was just going take after take after take, and then I guess I got the takes that I like, put the verse together, and Maoli picked it up, and then Troy would still clown me to this day. It's living with my Tito. It's like this. Like, let chill, dude. Yeah, but that was how Lemon with my Tito was made. It was in a hotel room at World Resort with a microphone, an SM58.
And it was like a competition, right? Whoever drops.
When those open verse challenges were like a really
Okay.
popular thing.
Yeah, like super open verse challenges were a thing. They slow down hella these days. But Maoli, he dropped one, and I just, I was doing that already. So I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
And so the music video drops. You're in the music video, and also like Glenn, the lead singer of Maoli, he's in this studio. I forget the name, man, but he's in this studio recording space in Maui, where he's from. And a month later, that's when I get the call to join Maoli. And the first place we go, other than Glenn's house, after Glenn's house, the first place I go is to that same recording studio in the music video where Lemon with My Tito was shot. And so I was like, dude, this is the one, huh? It looks bigger in the video. But I thought of you instantly. Oh my
Cheers,
God.
bro. Cheers
Cheers
to
to
that. Cheers to that,
Cheers.
bro. Blessings, guys.
Blessings.
Bless. Cheers. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's another example of like at that point point too. Like I was like, I wasn't winning any open verse challenges. Like I might get featured one day. Let's say, dude, I'm doing all this work and
Hey, Islanders got Islanders, bro.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
808 671 our fam. Yep.
What was it like when you like? How did they tell you won?
It was Josh.
It was Joshy. Josh told me this story. But
Yeah,
Okay.
he just hit me up and he's like, "Hey man, you won." In a nutshell, can you send the stems? I'm like, "Yeah." And the rest is history. And the other person that won was KC808.
KC808, and you did another song with him
I
after.
did a song with him. It's called Hot Cold. Make sure you stream
Yeah,
that.
that's a good song too.
And cold, yeah.
Might be Maneng Hing. Shout out to tomorrow uncle for that. Joe Michael.
Oh my god.
So, you know, what's cool, and that's crazy because it just further proves the importance of collaboration in the creative space, whether it's music or film or whatever it may be. Collaboration is important because it's just like, you're just going to keep building and making it better. And, you know, like, and you got to learn how to take that constructive criticism. You got to learn how to put your pride aside and be like, you know, yeah, okay, sure. Like, let everything else, let the cards, you know, play it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You really gotta have like an open mind.
Yeah. Open mind and the open mic, you know. Yeah.
So more like, okay, backtracking from collaborations. You're already an artist, you're a producer, you're a radio personality, and then fucking randomly you're a DJ. You're a DJ subpar.
Yeah.
And also you're a great DJ, bro. Give me
thanks,
some.
dude.
You are.
Thanks.
And we tried to book you at our birthday party, but you ended up just showing up for fun. But you know, that's whatever.
That's chill too.
Yeah, dude, I
That's
showed up
cool
for
Shout out
too.
to Lil
That's
Mish because
cool
she
too.
ended up being the best birthday DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe share with us how you like decided you wanted to be a DJ.
Dude, it was funny because it was Typhoon Mawar, post Mawar, right? You know, there's no power, let's say, but we had generator at
Post World War III.
Lucky.
Yeah, post World War III. Make love, not Mawar. Yeah. And you know, granted there was no power everywhere, right? But but we had generator at the studio from like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So I guess I got tired of trying to record songs and all of that and trying to make. I mean, granted, I still did it when I had free time, but I want to pick up something different. So shout out GJJ Pogi. He actually taught me how to DJ and got me started. He downloaded Serato for me. He helped me out with the controller. I was using Crux's controller.
Yeah,
Actually,
that's
shout out Crux.
Shout out Crux, man.
Yeah.
One of the best in the game.
Biggest
100%.
traps in the game. 6'5", Talafofo. Well, Tal from Talafofo who's talented and tall.
We got to get him on the pod,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, you
Real.
need to.
Yeah.
Bro. He's gonna do this the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, and I just picked it up, and he actually gave me my DJ name, Subpar.
It's a great name.
Subspace Par.
It's a great name, dude.
And I don't think a lot of people know this. I don't think I ever told this story, but it's like a quadruple tundra. Because subpar as in like I just started DJing, so don't expect much. But subpar is like I played basketball, so you know when you're doing pickup games or anything, and you're talking, hey, subpar. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the third one is you know. You do sound. Par.
Yeah, the sub
Hey,
frequencies.
there's only one sub bar. Yeah. Yeah. And then just subpar like,
Yeah, like
it's like a subpar like
what's up?
a
Art?
Guam thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
like subpar.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Quadruple tundras.
It was a great name. It's a great name. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the rest is history. Like getting booked for my first gig at the Rhythm and Bay thing at Zoe. That was my first ever gig, and I got to do it at a nightclub, a super cool nightclub. It's big, it's huge. So when you're in front of a crowd, like you still get that dopamine hit. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
a lot of people. Oh, I hope I pressed the right button, right?
Another shout out, Jay Paradise. He gets a lot of like
Real.
up and coming artists.
Yeah,
Also,
dude.
like we played a couple shows with 444.
Yes.
For Jay Paradise.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah,
With the
shout out who's
native
Jay
and-
Paradise and Now
Yeah.
You See Media.
Great events. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then maybe I was also talking with Kiko today how we look at just our generation in this music scene, and we are just in an era where social media is just so big. How about let's talk about like what are your opinions in seeing how our industry here changed with like the influence of social media?
And you're the perfect person to ask because
Oh,
you went through that. You started as an internet rapper before internet rapping was cool.
Real.
Wow, dude,
and then where it transitions into being an actual like performer, artist. you
Yeah,
know?
so it's crazy, right? Because when I started rapping or making music and posting on the internet, there was this still old belief system of what the music industry is. It's like the brass ring for what the music industry is. Oh, I'm gonna get signed to this label, I'm gonna do all these things. But as the internet started to develop, tech started to develop, it sort of became like less power to the label and more power to the actual artist and creative. And I didn't really understand that until like pandemic. Like when pandemic hit, I was like, you know what? I see Instagram evolving. They're making videos longer. Oh, they're doing collaboration features. They're doing all of these different, they're adding all of these different tools and all these different layers to how to connect and reach different audiences. When all I ever worried about before that was, oh, check my YouTube channel or like my YouTube or subscribe. But now accessibility when it comes to like social media is really just like front and center stage. And it's just how you, for me personally, it's how you creatively funnel your reach, right? Because you're talking about reach, right? Like, okay, I had to look at followers and likes and before it was all about likes, but now it's all about the social currency viewpoint is like, oh, what type of engagement do they get? What types of audiences am I attracting, right? So when I was doing the skits and the memes, I would tag Guam Funny Memes as a collaborator because it was about the comedy, which I understand now as a musician. It's just like, okay, if I'm a collaborator with a musician, I'll use Lemon with my Tito open verse. If I do a collaboration with Maoli, that means I'm getting traffic funneled my way. So that means like people that listen to Maoli that never heard of me before will eventually come across all my shit. And then they will just go down the rabbit hole like, oh, this is the Jed guy. And then, but so it's just, social media just made it easier, but also harder at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense because so many people are doing it to get discovered. But at the end of the day, I genuinely feel like it's the talent and the body of work that's going to speak volumes, no matter how you frame it. It to me, yes, it matters about who you know, what you know, all of that. But the type of art you're making is what dictates your success in the space, in whatever space you're in. Yeah.
And I also learned when we fly out people for like concerts and stuff, and they come and watch you, they come and vibe out with you. But then really the tool that they use after meeting you, they go straight to your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube. And that's where like people get to learn about you and the music you play and the artist that you are.
That's exactly how I got the Moldy gig. Yeah. Talking about Josh, for some reason I was just kind of bored. I felt like we were playing the same weekly gigs over and over again. And then I decided, I'm gonna make a video on Instagram and post it every single week and show off either my guitar playing or my production skills, which you were a part of. We're gonna put on the screen right now. Bango.
I'm friends with the monster.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
And collaborating with all kinds of local artists. There's still one also international artist. Cass Haley's still on one that I haven't posted yet. Fuck, I need to post it.
Go.
Yeah, but and then so at that time, that's when Maoli needed a new guitar player, and so Josh Namba had, he was following along with it. And he's the MD for Maoli, and he saw it. He saw all the videos, and then I was in their head. I was in their like thought process of, oh, this guy might be good. Let's give him a call. And
yeah,
and that's how powerful it can be.
Yeah. That's how powerful social media can be. Yeah, like you've seen it. We've all seen it,
bro. Like post pandemic, like I really had to start treating my Instagram as like a digital portfolio. It's just like a rundown. Like, oh, what did this guy do? Like, I could understand how it worked for you, right? Because like, you're jamming, bro, and like you. Okay, here's the thing. Again, your person when you jam bars, like not a lot of people get jammed the way you jam bars. That sounds really taught of me, right? But like, no, real, dude. But that's what it is, right? You're using social media as a tool to work for your benefit.
Yeah.
So it's very important. The social media presence in 2024 is very important. But again, like because it's the first impression post the interaction. So
we can use social media for music, but also like in your case, you have your skits and you did your comedic reels and stuff. So how about like during your era of just consistently making reels, did it ever like get to a point where you felt like that what you were doing was drowning out your music?
Yeah. So it was so funny. I think I came across a reel by Tyler, the Creator, and
I think I know what you're talking about.
There's a reason. Like in a nutshell, he was saying like he saw someone out in public and he just knew him as a guy that did all the comedy and all the raunchy skits, and he didn't want to be known for that. And one of the main reasons why I slowed down with the skits is like honestly, like I didn't want to be known as just the guy that makes everyone laugh. Like even before the skits, like I was already doing music, but it got to a point, honestly, like where everyone was recognizing me from the skits more than the music. When my goal was to use the skits to funnel into the discovery of the music. So it's just like, And a lot of times, like I would feel like this imposter syndrome, right? Because it's like, you know, I'm making all these skits, yeah, I'm making people laugh, which is great. But also like I'm out in public and I'm trying to meet this expectation of what people perceive me as. And that's what makes me unhappy.
Yeah.
But I had to take control of what I guess my happiness, and that's why I had to pivot back to the music. And
Yeah.
That's the importance of navigating it, you know? Like use your reach and then using your reach to get what you want instead of like just give people what they want. Because that's always good too, because then it gets engagement, it gets, you know, all kinds of attention, all kinds of publicity. But, you know, the end goal is using these social media platforms to get what you want, which what you wanted obviously was music. And, you know, I'll attest to, your Instagram was becoming like I look for it when I'm fucking just trying to laugh. I would go to my homie's Instagram and be like, oh, there's Jed. Oh, there's Joe Michael. You know, and that's what it was. Yeah. Along with you know showing off your talent, showing off all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like there's a tricky thing with navigating social media and molding it to what you want it to be. Because you control your page. You don't control everyone else looking at it, but you control what you do with it. You know.
Yeah, and you know, like if I still think about doing a lot of skits. I still have so many ideas that I have yet to do. But it's also like, if I'm going to bring back the skits, it has to be at a better quality and a better camera, not just my phone, right? But maybe that's what the magic was, because it was on my phone. But even at that, like I don't like feeling pressured for my creative direction. And it's about really taking control of my creative process too, and my art. And who knows, maybe I'll drop a skit tomorrow.
Yeah, do it.
Because you're telling me this, bro.
Do it.
I'm in the fields in the hills.
Yeah. And maybe you just mentioned your creative process. Maybe can you share with us, like, what is it like with you getting to your flow and like your process?
Is it for skits or music?
Either, whichever one you want to talk about.
Yeah, it's so funny because like I got into saging recently, or
What's that?
I saged the room like.
Sage.
It's like like my mom bought me like a sage thing, but in my old studio I had my homie Emilio from Stussy got me the sage thing, and I'd always just sage before a session, and I haven't done it in a while, but now I'm in a new studio, I just sage. Yeah, I'd also, let's just say I'm with a client or I'm recording with somebody. We'll literally spend like the first hour just listening to music together.
Yeah.
Making a mood board. Like, hey, Par, what are you listening to these days? Because I don't like to look at producing or studio time as like, oh, this is studio time, or you're a producer or you're a songwriter. I look at it as just mood capturing the mood at the moment. Mm-hmm. Like, we're just mood capturers when you really think about it, dude. You ever just get into the studio and you're sad? And he's like, I'm going to make a sad song.
Yeah. I can actually attest to everything you're just saying now, because the intro music for this podcast was made from, you and me got together because we were supposed to do a placement for David Dewar.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do a top line, and I was going to engineer the whole thing. And then eventually we're like, kind of not like feeling that right now. Yeah. And then we just decided to make something. Yeah. And it became the opening intro for Clutch Music for the Dream State podcast. Yeah. Sometimes it's not like you have a routine sometimes, but sometimes you just don't follow it. Sometimes it's just like all in the feeling, right?
Yeah. And honestly, like, okay, this may not be everyone's belief, but I live so in the moment in the creative process, but I understand organization is so important. But like, whatever, it's to each their own, man. Like if you like being hyper organized to the T and it works for you, great. But I found my biggest success is not overthinking shit. Like plain and simple, point blank, right? Yeah. So
how long did it take you to get to that point to realize like I'm just overthinking everything?
I mean, to this day, I still overthink a lot, but that's just in regular life shit. But when it comes to like the creative process, I just have to learn how to feel it. It's like feeling it out. Like even when you guys are performing live, right, and you see the crowd, you're reading it. It's like, maybe we shouldn't do this song. Okay.
And that's why we're artists, not scientists. You know, there's not a formula we have to follow every single time. It's in the feel. It's in the vibe. Yeah, it's in the vibes. It's just in what we feel as creatives. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, like there is a lot of power to thinking logically and really being by the book. But as a creative, it's just like you also have to allow yourself to live in the moment, because you overthinking shit is going to prevent you from getting something beautiful out of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, now it's a really good time. We're trying something new. We're going to go into a segment. It's a Would You Rather segment. Okay?
Oh, God, let's go.
Play the game show music.
Game show music. Game show music. Game show music. Game show music.
I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
Okay?
So we have
Here we go.
would you rather questions because the episode 4 we're still learning, we're still growing, and we
Yeah,
thought we want to play a game with you.
Yeah.
So the first question we based it off of you and I also we played a lot of basketball together.
Yeah.
In 6 different courts we've played, just
6
open
different
courts
courts,
or
bro.
bringing our own boys. Okay, would you rather be a successful rapper / artist or an all-star NBA player?
All-star NBA player. Dog. Yeah, dog.
Me
In a
too.
heartbeat.
Me
Because,
too.
Yeah, I think the barrier to entry for rappers and shit is like here. But when you're like a professional athlete that trains and gets paid to do that, that's like genetics. That's like chance. That's like all of that.
Hold this up for the camera. Yep. That's a PSA 10. Carmelo Anthony rookie card.
Hold on, bro. Let me bust out my Blastoise credit card. Let me hide the numbers.
Yeah. Carmelo Anthony, the boy. Hey, we'd love to have you on the podcast, Melo.
Maybe you can have his son on the podcast.
Really? So an NBA
And his dad will be in the
player?
audience.
An NBA player?
Yeah, I mean,
So when did you start playing basketball then?
I started playing basketball at 8 years old. 8 years old. Yeah, and I actually played basketball all 4 years of high school, 3 years of middle school, 4 years of high school. I did Guam team for like three years.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like I always did both at the same time, and then a couple injuries here and there, and I can't get injured making music. So yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Okay.
I'm a heartbeat NBA player.
Okay, the next one. Would you rather have your music become a global sensation but lose the ability to perform live? Or have your music never be famous but have the best live shows ever?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Damn.
That was a good one for you.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay. Would you rather have your music become a global sensation but lose the ability to perform live? Or have your music never be famous but have the best live shows ever?
Honestly, I'd have the first one. Yeah, I'd rather.
Yeah.
I'd rather.
You actually said that earlier. Yeah, you'd rather
I'd
fall off
rather-
the face of the earth and just make good music.
Yeah, but just performing more these days, I had to think about it.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but honestly, yeah, I'd rather just have my music be a global sensation and fall off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Okay, we know, at least because we're your friends, we know you love Mac Miller.
Oh
okay?
yeah.
Would you rather either be featured or have Kendrick featured on a song, or resurrect Mac Miller?
I'd resurrect Mac Miller, dog. No, wait. Whoa.
That was a quick answer. That was a quick answer.
I mean, Mac Miller's legacy wouldn't be what it is today if he didn't go out the way he did. So, but I'd still.
That's a hot take, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Honestly, but
That's a hot take.
He's
Jeff.
made some
Oh, shit.
beautiful. Okay, it is a hot take. He's made some beautiful songs, but remember when he passed away and that feeling you felt? Damn, no more new Mac Miller music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like if I resurrect the guy, it's just like, oh, that aura's gone. You
Dude,
know?
they pushed back.
That aura point's just. Yeah.
They pushed back the Mac Miller. So I don't know if any other NPR Tiny Desk has done it, but they posted it and then took it down and then posted it again later. I watched it on the first post and then I looked back and I tried to find it again and it was gone.
Wow.
I remember because the guitar player, his name is Justice West or something.
Yeah.
He was playing this really nice PRS, which I play.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, let me go back and look at the guitar. And the freaking the whole YouTube video was gone.
Wow.
And then they reposted it later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, to answer that, would you rather question? I'd do the Kendrick thing. Yeah.
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 Let him rest in peace.
Yeah.
right?
Let him rest in peace
Okay.
for sure.
Let him rest in peace. That's a good one there.
Yeah.
That was good.
Would you rather blow up overnight with a viral hit but never make another successful song again, or have a slow, steady climb to fame with a loyal fan base but never achieve mainstream success?
Oh, super slow, steady.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. I really feel like the music industry has evolved to really feeding your power fans and the people that fuck with you since day one, 100%. You gotta feed your power fans and you gotta supply that demand, because if you're just an overnight success, the song's gonna get bigger than you.
Yeah.
You ever have those artists, right? What's the name of the Watch Me Whip Nene guy? Whatever. I don't even know.
I don't even know.
We don't know.
See, that's the thing.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's just so much pressure.
Yep. Yeah, unnecessary pressure.
Yeah.
That's a perfect little transition because, actually, And that was Would You Rather on the Dream State podcast. The music's coming. The music's coming. But so like, yeah, you say you want that steady climb. So what's next for Straight Up Jed, for Joe Michael, for any of the things you do? What's next?
Honestly,
Give us some. Do you have any goals? Do you have any?
Honestly, my goal is to just like make more music, like really sharpen my skill sets as a producer, double back on that, because like I feel like over the years I've just been neglecting the producer side, production side, because I've just been top line like a motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
But because we opened a new studio space,
Yeah, you're in the process of moving spaces.
yeah, and I really just want to like triple down on my production skills and just get in the studio more, man. Because like performing in front of a live audience is great, and I will always cherish, or I'll always enjoy doing that. But I got to where I am now, locking in the studio, staring at a computer screen. So yeah.
I know we cannot end this episode without shouting out Project Inspire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Project Inspire.
And
the
you're a huge
fam.
part in that.
Yeah, actually.
Neil
Irani.
We're
Yeah,
even, you
all
know,
of
what? We're
them.
even gonna shout out Duck. We're gonna shout out freaking Ad Ryan, Mad Ryan when he's on the basketball court, Close Ryan when he's in the islands. You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, actually, I'll show you guys a music video after this if you guys have time.
Please.
Yeah.
Man,
Please.
Wait, we were supposed to talk about this earlier, but we also, you and I just collaborated on the Choose Me with.
Let's
and
talk
that's-
about that.
I'm gonna
shout
show
that
y'all
out.
the music video. Yo,
That's a powerful piece, man.
yeah, so-
I was so happy to work on that with you.
we're not too sure how the rollout process is gonna be like, but we're gonna drop "Choose Me" real soon. It's with Matt and Jelena Santos. Kiko did the guitar. Jonah Hanum and I are in production. So and Neil and Project Inspired did the music video. So
Hell
look out for
yeah.
that. Look out for that.
It's a
Period.
heartfelt piece about addiction
Yeah.
and about like a family.
Yeah.
Whether it's a broken family mending or man, it's a beautiful
It's just
piece.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really it's
Yeah.
tear jerking. It's heartwarming.
You really just have to press play and get in the moment.
Thank you again for having me on that one. Yeah.
It's love, bro.
Yeah. So anything
Yeah.
before we end this pod, because that's honestly we talked about so many really good things.
Yeah.
Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say to my uncle Joe Michael and the
Hey.
camera right
Let
there?
our
Hey,
audience
is that
know.
the main?
Either or, don't
Oh.
matter.
I got a new like mini project, 2-song project. It's called Cucks. The first song's Red Rice, and another song's called Niche. Make sure you stream that all streaming platforms. Look out for Choose Me, because we're dropping the music video hopefully by December. And yeah, honestly, follow me at Straight Up Jed and follow these guys.
Yeah. And he's also the
Oh, Clutch
MC
Music.
for the Island Fills in the Hills.
Island Fields in the Hills.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
Clutch Music.
Also, before we end today, I just want to just shout out a special thank you to Clutch Guam, Clutch Music. They really helped.
Biba!
They helped put this whole thing together. This is a love child with me and Kay and with
Real.
Clutch Guam, Clutch Music. It's just like having guys like Jed, Patrick Palomo, Peter Cruz,
Yeah.
And more guests
and
to come.
more guests to come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. This is the Dream State Podcast, hosted by KPV and myself, Kiko. And today our guest, Straight Up Jed. Thank you so much.
Episode
See you guys
4,
next week.
baby. Si Zeus mas.
And thank you to our live audience.
Biba! Island Fields in the Hills, I'm B.